On the 6th of July 2013, 57-year-old Gary Herbst was an Elko, Newmarket, Minnesota resident. On this day, his 19-year-old son Austin was fed up with his dad's verbal and physically abusive ways towards him and his 55-year-old mother Connie, so he decided it was time to end this torment. He went up to his dad and shot him in the head at close range. After weeks of keeping Gary's deceased body in the home, they decided to haul and dispose of it late at night in the woods in the western Wisconsin area. Neighbours noticed a pickup truck backed up on the grass behind the Herbst's home, near a sliding glass window after dark in mid-August 2013, between 10 PM and 1 AM. Connie and Austin were seen loading something that looked like rolled up carpet into the truck. Other neighbours saw them both scrubbing the basement floors through the windows. They both hooked up a boat to the back of a pickup truck and left for a camping trip for the next few days. While out boating, the gun used in the crime was tossed out into a lake in northern Wisconsin and became submerged in thick mud. Roughly 7 weeks after ending Gary's life, Connie held a garage sale which included her husband's clothes and tools. A few months later, the family home was sold and they moved to New Prague, Minnesota. Gary's brother became concerned for his siblings' welfare since he hadn't heard from him for a long time, and the mother had recently passed away, so the family needed to settle the estate. He insisted to Connie to report him missing exactly 1 year after his life was taken, which she did. When she contacted the authorities, she explained that she was at a library back in 2013 when her son called to say his father had left. She said she came home and found her husband was gone. Missing were his clothes, $5,000 in cash, a .45 caliber handgun, and her wedding ring. Austin said his dad left in a grey vehicle while driven by an unknown person. Gary's former employee, which is a machining business, confirmed that the last day that he worked was on the 8th of July 2013, after which he stopped showing up for work and was never heard from again. On the 3rd of December 2017, remains were found on a 15-acre wooded residence in rural Wisconsin in Maple Grove Township near Barron. A dog went out into the woods and managed to sniff out and discover a skull with a bullet hole and brought it back home and dropped it in its owner's driveway. The owner found the dog chewing on it. It was placed in a bag and into a box, and the authorities were contacted. The authorities uncovered more skeletal remains east of the residence along the edge of the woods adjacent to a field. The remains appeared to be human, which included ribs, backbone and legs. Clothing was also found with a tag for Wrangler brand jeans and a full set of dentures. The remains, which were devoid of any flesh, were sent to the medical examiner's office for further investigation. In February of 2020, the remains were officially identified as belonging to Gary Herbst through genealogical research conducted by the DNA Doe Project. Once investigators had an identity, they started gathering evidence. When law officials examined Connie and Austin's cell phones, they found text messages between the two, as news reports about the identity of the remains were being televised in June of 2020. On the 16th of June 2020, Wisconsin officers interviewed Connie and Austin. Austin said he didn't have a very good relationship with his father, and that he knew the truth about what happened, but would not divulge it at the time. On the 29th of June 2020, the authorities searched the former Herbst home. The new owners told officers that while completing renovations in August of 2019, they discovered a stain on the concrete floor that seemed unusual. A police dog searched the residence, and testing confirmed that blood was found in the stain, in the drywall and studs, within the sliding track of screen doors, on rubber mats and in the garage. On the 19th of November 2020, Austin confessed to taking Gary's life. He said he was trying to protect his mother from Gary's abuse, as he had gotten worse over the years and had to intervene several times to protect her. He and Connie were arrested near their New Prague home and faced charges on aiding and abetting and taking Gary's life. They'll both be facing a possible sentence of 40 years in jail. Sheriff Luke Hennon said, "These arrests in this cold case were the results of tremendous multi-agency teamwork, spanning across state lines.